Aaron,
Oh, no.
Meaghan, hey, how's it going?
It's going
Hi,
well.
how
How
are
are you?
Great. So excited to talk with you about this project, and curious right off the bat, Meaghan, you're an EP. You're EPing a show for the first time. You've done a movie, now a show. What does it mean for you to executive produce this project?
Oh, are you kidding? I get to be in charge. I get to boss people around. I get to make decisions. I get to call the shots, if it were. No, it's nice to be part of the creative team in some way, especially on this show, because I really respect everybody's work so much, and it's it feels really nice to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm. So curious for the both of you, because I'm trying to find, you have many mutual connections, of course, but had you had a chance to work together before this? Do you have a lot of people, connections in common?
We had known of each other. I mean, it was sort of nebulous. It was great to finally work together. I mean, hopefully that helped develop some sort of chemistry, that there was a familiarity there. Shooting in the pandemic also helps. I mean, we're not allowed to talk to anybody else but each other. So that chemistry sort of got fast-tracked a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Meaghan, is that true? You shot five months pregnant in a pandemic as well? What was that like for you?
It was sort of nerve-wracking, to be honest. I was slightly afraid and nervous to get sick, because I've lived my life very obediently. But no, it was fun. It actually coincided with a good time in my pregnancy, because the first bit of it I was very sick, and it was well timed, because by the time I got on set, I was full of energy, not throwing up as much, and ready to party.
Do you find that I mean, do children ruin everything?
Like, you're asking me that now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
how does it,
absolutely.
what's it like to do a show that's about, having kids, and then, you're having kids after the fact?
It was really interesting. I mean, it was perfect timing, and I definitely have a new appreciation for the material now, because I have truly lived at least just the first part of it. But yeah, it was, art imitating life, or life imitating art. I don't know which one.
Right. Aaron, you've worked with Ennis Esmer for a long time, right? He's a long time
He's like my kid.
collaborator.
He's my version of a child.
Yeah.
Your baby, Ennis.
Yeah.
What do you feel like being in a show, when it's called Children Ruin Everything, and you're not exactly, you're showing the parts of a marriage that, some of it is happy, some of it is maybe less than, but it's still comedic throughout. So, what's it like to play those beats and to be in a show that, maybe is a little more realistic? It feels sitcom-y, certainly, but, more up to date, maybe more modern, maybe more reflective of, how some people are feeling. What does it feel like to play that?
Yeah, it feels great. Go. Oh, okay.
No.
It feels really nice. It's such a personal story to Kurt. His family is pretty similar to the one that we're building on this show, and it was important to us that we sort of honor that. I know for me too, his wife Bethany is similar to Astrid, so I kind of wanted to do her justice a little bit, because I want her to like me.
Almost about Bethany for a second.
But yeah, I mean, it's you feel a certain level of responsibility when it's a story that's so personal to someone.
Now, I know the show, I think, airs for the first time tonight, but it's cool because already I'm sure you must already have some sort of feedback or response to it. I'm sure that people are really excited for the show, as am I. Even though I've seen it, I'm really excited to see. What do you think the response has been or is going to be like? How do you think people are really going to get into this show?
I mean, I haven't heard. I mean, it's really, everyone's seeing it for the first time tonight, really. So I haven't had, I've seen the episodes and I personally really, really like them. I feel like I can be objective about that kind of thing, and believe me when I say it's great. The show's really good. So I'm pretty confident that people are going to like it and respond to it. I mean, one thing that I really like about the characters too that makes it different, that maybe like you were wondering why this feels different than a regular sitcom, and I think a big part of it is Astrid and James as husband and wife talk to each other and communicate like people who have gone through therapy. So like they talk really well to each other. They hear each other, they care about each other, they care about each other's feelings. And for me personally, that's not something that I'm used to seeing on TV. A couple really communicating well. And you realize how essential it is to communicate like that when you're raising a child. And so maybe that is what feels a bit different, but I think people will respond to that for sure because they really are a loving couple.
Yeah. What did you feel like when, when you're working with Aaron? How do you like working with him as an on-screen husband?
It's not great. It's really,
No.
it's tough. It is tough. No, we had a great time, and like Aaron's the easiest to act with. Like our favorite scenes are the ones that we did together, not to burn everybody else, but we had a good time.
And Aaron, what do you find with Meaghan? I mean,
Yes, absolutely. She's the greatest, and I think the developing a chemistry or having a chemistry. I mean, she's. I'll take credit for it, but she's such an amazing actress. She might have chemistry with a block of wood. In which case, I'll just ride the coattails and say, like, yes, both of us, we both do it. But it could just be her picking me up and twirling me around.
So for both of you, you've had some really, really interesting projects. Aaron, I should have said right off the bat, which I will now, that I'm a Hannibal. Hannibal is one of those shows where at the time it made an impact, but it feels like it's growing sort of over time that people really come to it and enjoy it.
This is a bit of a different deal.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Not quite the same way still human relationships to a degree, but not quite.
I mean, okay, we're stretching it for sure.
What have been some of those projects for both of you that people have really responded to, recognized you from, that you've really enjoyed doing?
Well, for me, Being Human was a show that like really meant something to me. I felt like I kind of grew up a little bit on that show, and that one tends to be kind of a cult favorite. So when people come and say to me that they love that show, I feel kind of a connection to them because I also love that show.
Yeah.
And so weirdly, people recognize me from watching Being Human.
Yeah.
Which is odd. I don't know how they're doing that, but they. No, it's Hannibal. Hannibal. I mean, people. It's the same answer as Meaghan. Like, I was such a fan of that show that when people come up to you and are like, "Hey, I like that show. I want to talk to them about the show," so I'm just like, "Right? Wasn't he great?"
And by he, I mean me.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna circle back to me all the time. It's all a trap. But yeah.
Wasn't he great?
Yeah. No, not him. The other one. No, not him. The other one. Me. Wasn't I great?